Alright, this is Andrew with Jonah Home Inspections. We're doing a sewer scope today, July 21st, 2025, and we're at 605 Springhouse Lane in Murray. We have the camera pushed out 88 feet, and I don't think we're dropping into a city line, but I do think we've hit a shared line from what I can tell. And so if you look on the right hand side of the screen, it looks like there's another line feeding into this one, and so I think at this point we're in a shared line. This line looks good. This looks like plastic or maybe a liner. I'm not seeing any text on the side that indicates that it's a liner, but we might see that as we pull it back. I'm going to run a little water real quick to maybe clean my camera head off. I'm not seeing any standing water, which is good. That indicates that you have proper grade. Pretty soon we're going to transition to cast iron. So right here, I think this might be where it transitions into the city line. If I had to guess, we're only 50 feet out, but if it goes right out back, you could have a city line there. Could be another part of your house feeding in there, but there's a chance that that's connecting into a shared line. You can request a map from the city, and sometimes that'll give you a good idea of where your line is ran. And the reason it's nice to know is because then you know what's your responsibility and where it transitions to the, shared responsibility. So here we're transitioning to cast iron. This cast iron is very, very rough. I can feel it as I push my camera out. In fact, I was fighting it through this cast to be able to get it that far out. Also, it looks like you have some standing water. Possible that if you're to clean this line, maybe it'll knock out some debris and get this flowing better, but never good when it's so much standing water that's covering my camera head. I would recommend getting this line cleaned so you can evaluate it better, but also so that it performs better. Sometimes they will coat a line where they clean it with a chain, and that would make it nice and smooth again, but you can't do that too aggressively or else it will cut through the line. And with how rough this is, by the time you got it smooth, it might be too thin to use, which would mean time for a replacement or a liner. So pretty rough looking cast. But as a start, I would say clean it and then go from there. So we're only 10 feet out at this point, and it kind of makes a couple of sharp turns. You can see through here just how much buildup there is. And the tough thing with this line, I think we passed through it. The tough thing with this line was there was one spot where it looked like the line was dropping into another line kind of perpendicular. It's always best when the connections are more of a sweeping motion so that you can more easily push a tool through. I had kind of a hard time getting my camera to that one joint, and so I would wonder, I'd be curious if they would be able to get their tool, their Picote machine, through that same turn. If not, they might have to find another access point to be able to make it through that one turn. But to recap, outside the house where it was PVC, that looked very good. No standing water, that's a newer line. under the house, that's kind of the weakest link here. Looks very rough already, pretty rusty. I'd recommend getting it cleaned and then evaluated further when you can see it a little better. There was some standing water. It's hard to know with this much buildup and scale whether that's actually bad grade or if it's just a buildup causing it to hold some water and waste. I'm going to end this recording now.